Why do women do so much skincare?
I don't do so much.
Women are overdoing their skincare. Fundamentals of skin is so simple. So I don't know where the 7-step, 10-step came in. Most sunscreens which claim their SPF 100, 70, 50, 40, 30 don't even have that. They're like 2 or 3. Why is it okay for you to buy the cheapest product?
60% of women and 10% of men have used these fairness products.
You will damage your skin. Also, there's a whole craze about glutathione and IV injections for fairness. It's a big myth and scam.
Stretch marks and cellulite. How can women get rid of it?
No cream, no potion, no serum is going to work.
We have to bust this myth about gel nail polish being cancerous.
If you scare people, they'll watch you, right? That's what it really is. Where can you get cancer? When you get...
Why do women do so much skincare?
I don't. I mean, sorry. I don't mean I don't do skincare. I don't do so much. I actually do only what Dr. Chytra has told me to do for the last 2 decades. And I think I'm only starting to put real makeup in the last couple of years. And I learned to do my own proper makeup 2 days ago.
See, but it's because you had great skin.
I was taught how to take care of my skin. I mean, I never had great skin, but you helped me.
But you know, Rishabh, I agree with you. I think people are overdoing their skincare. Even I
women?
Women are overdoing their skincare nowadays. I think I agree about that because actually fundamentals of skin is so simple.
Korean skincare.
The 10-step skincare, right?
You know the amount of skincare for women from Korea and etc. has come into India and it's a thing now.
There's like 10-step skincare, there's like 15-step skincare, etc. But like I said, right, 3 things, that's all. Every person just needs 3 things. Something to cleanse your skin, something to protect your skin, and something to nourish your skin. Those are the building blocks, fundamental. You're cleansing against all the dirt, grime, etc. So pH balance cleanser or a soap-free cleanser. To break it down even further, why? Your skin is acidic by nature, all right? The acidity of your skin maintains its barrier. All right, it keeps all the bacteria, viruses away from your skin and it keeps it safe. You put soap. Soap is an alkali. Let's go back to chemistry. You put soap on or alkali on acid, you neutralize. You take away the acidity, you are letting everything invade your skin. So soap free, that's just one. Second, protection. What are we protecting against? Ultraviolet radiation. Right? That's what it is. Then comes on all of this blue light and, you know, environmental pollution, but it's ultraviolet radiation. And so that means sunscreen, right? Then your third step, you're nourishing. What are you nourishing? You're nourishing your skin. And what does your skin need to nourish? Oil and water, right? So you're talking about oil, which is moisture. And then you're talking about hydration. So you need something like ceramides, you need something like vitamin E, etc. in your skincare, moisturizer, and you need hyaluronic acid or sodium hyaluronate. So when that forms a moisturizer, you're building your skin barrier. So I don't even say moisturizer anymore. I just say a barrier repairing moisturizer. That's it. So 3 things, that's not so hard, right? You cleanse your face, put your sunscreen, you're out. You come home at night, wash your face, put your moisturizer, go to bed, you're sorted. Now, when do you need extra? 4th step, that's when your skin is starting to have an issue or a concern. So let's say you have acne, your 4th step is repair or treat. So you're either repairing or treating acne, so you're going to use something for acne. You have pigmentation, you're going to repair or treat for that. You have extremely dry, dehydrated skin, then you're going to use extra nourishment for that. You're having aging skin, then you're going to use something for that. That's it. You're sorted.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the 7-step, 10-step came in. No, actually I know it. It came from marketing, actually.
No, but I've done those 3 things.
Yeah.
And I've done only her products and that's what she's taught me. This moisturizer, a cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything else so far. I'm not saying that my skin is great, but I haven't done anything else.
No, but your skin is great for where you are in your life, Shway.
Correct.
And I mean, the thing is, you just have to understand that you have to invest into your skin with time and some knowledge, right? The cheapest is not necessarily the best, neither is the most expensive the best. You need to understand where the product was made, What's the research behind it? What's the quality, right? So today you will see so many things in the market, right? From like 50 rupees all the way to 5,000 rupees for a cleanser or a sunscreen and stuff. You need to understand that this product was made keeping my skin in mind, Indian skin. So skincare, right? When you're looking at a brand, see where they've put their money. Have they put it into research and development, into the quality of the ingredients, or have they put a lot of it into just marketing, right? And when I say research and development, see where it came from. Is it like just a copy paste, right? Today, you can have 20 brands. They're all having the same cleanser, same moisturizer, same sunscreen. It's just the packaging is different. Somebody else is selling it. But look for authentic products. Look for pharmacopoeia grade companies that actually invest into research and use high quality. So we call it as pharmacology grade, right? So you want to have that, not like a baseline, sasta mal. So you have to be careful about it, because think about it. Skin is the largest organ in our body, and it's breathing, it's living, it's protecting you from everything. And when you're investing in your shoes, in your clothes, why is it okay for you to buy the cheapest product? I'm not saying cheap is bad. I'm just saying look for that R&D. And if you don't, and when you tell, oh, this didn't work, I had this reaction, then the joke is on you, because who told you to buy it as an impulse? Because it's skin health. I want people to understand that it's skin health. It's not makeup. It's skin health.
When we were planning what we were going to talk and the team was researching, they found that 60% of women and 10% of men have used these fairness products.
Actually, it's probably more like 90% are using it, right? And the rest of the 10%, I think some are not using it, the rest are lying. It's a social thing, right? Fairness, lightness, brightness, you can have multiple words to it, but it is a social connotation in India. This whole love for the fairer skin. Like, I'll have people sitting with me in clinic, talking about, looking at them, they have horrible acne scars, but they're not bothered. Can you make me fairer? That's their thing. But I think it's changing now. And a lot of the things, if you see even today, right? If you see, like, when somebody's marketing for acne, they'll say, it'll reduce your acne and brighten your skin.
Yeah.
It'll hydrate your skin and brighten your skin. Yeah. We can't say lightening anymore because the government's clapped down on it. So now it's brightening. But fairness is a big industry in India, and I think it's one of the most thriving industries in India, and it has to do with just our mentality.
Can a product really do that?
Yes, you can, but you will damage your skin. So a lot of these fairness products, which actually take effect, will have some harsh chemicals in them, which will damage your skin in the long run. If they're prescriptive and your doctor's given to you, it's another thing. But a lot of them will use this, and there'll be steroids in there, and there'll be very high hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is safe, but it's a prescriptive product. But you'll see non-prescriptive blended in. People will not even put it on the label, and they'll sell it because the quality of testing in India is so poor. So you'll see a lot of people getting pigmentation clearance now, and then a few months, years down the line, they'll get refractory. That means it becomes even more, and it's very stubborn. And also there's a whole craze about glutathione and IV injections for fairness. So I always tell my patients that IV glutathione became popular more as an antioxidant therapy.
Exactly, that's what I thought it was.
It is. It's a super antioxidant. Our body makes it, but as we age, it depletes, and it's protective, right? It protects your liver, it protects your heart, everything, and your brain. So you can take as an antioxidant drip once a month or twice a month, depending on what your body needs. But doing it all the time for fairness, that's like a holy grail thing, right? Like, it's never there. Everybody's searching for that mythical thing. And if you overdose glutathione, it will make you look lighter and brighter because it switches your brown pigment into a red pigment. But you have to keep doing it, overdosing. When you stop overdosing, again, you'll return to your natural color. And over of anything is never good.
Exactly. Please talk to us about pigmentation, because that's like the new problem.
It is. It's been there. Like 90% of Indian women and about 30% of Indian men suffer from hyperpigmentation. At some point in their life, they'll all get it. We all will get it if we're not careful. But you and I won't get it, Shway, because we've been using sunscreen forever. Rishabh will get it. But I always tell this, the only way to stop hyperpigmentation is to start sunscreen early. Because the reason we get hyperpigmentation, 95% of the reason is sun damage or ultraviolet damage. And the only way to combat it is to use a good sunscreen, not any sunscreen, a good sunscreen which has testing. So recently they did a study and they found that most sunscreens which claim their SPF 100, 70, 50, 40, 30 don't even have that. They're like 2 or 3. So you look and see that the brand that you have has a certificate showing that it was tested. And it's not just about SPF, right? It has to be SPF 30, 40, 50. On a daily basis, 30 to 50 is more than enough, but I always say 40 and 50. And PA, because it's ultraviolet B for SPF and ultraviolet A for PA. So it has to be a 3 or a 4 plus, right? Not 1 plus, 2 plus, but 3, it'll be PA plus, plus, plus. So look for that. So it's a broad spectrum sunscreen. And if something has a built-in vitamin C, even better, because a sunscreen will give you about 97% protection. There's still 3% damage that we get, right? That's why we get a tan, right? And that, with the additional vitamin C built into your sunscreen, will combat that right away. So that's what you need to look for. So sunscreen.
Skin Q.
Yeah, that's our brand. We have Skin Q sunscreen and we have Cosmoderma sunscreen, both with built-in vitamin C for Indian skin, because I know that Indian skin tan is a problem. It's not because it's a change in our color. It's because when you get a tan, it's a chemical reaction that happens because your skin cells got stimulated by ultraviolet rays and they will overproduce pigment, which will lead to a tan. But if you're using a sunscreen, the tan will clear quickly. But if you're not using a sunscreen, that tan will stay, and multiple times the tan builds up, it will lead to hyperpigmentation eventually in our 40s and 50s. And so sunscreen from an early age is the best way to prevent pigmentation. But let's say you get it, please go see that doctor. Don't ask in WhatsApp social groups, etc. Oh, I have pigmentation, what to do? Don't post it on my Instagram, I have pigmentation, what to do? It's a consultation. Please come see us. We'll examine your skin, because hyperpigmentation is multiple things. It can be melasma, which is a female kind of pigmentation, hormonal, men also get it. It can be post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from trauma. It can be something called Reels melanosis, which you get because of hair dye allergy, perfume allergy, or you're using products with perfume, the fragrance allergy. It can be something called PDL, which is pigmentation demarcation lines. It can be a skin inflammation called lichen planus. There's so many reasons you can get pigment. And if you're treating it for something using the wrong thing, you'll make it worse. And hyperpigmentation can also be an indication of other systemic diseases. So let us just have a consult. You don't have time, do an online consult with your doctor.
Well, if someone doesn't have time for their health, it's a shame.
Right? They have to start thinking skin
health. Exactly.
Yeah.
Skin care to skin health.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Order
Like
the
dental health
sunscreen.
and what?
I'm going to order the sunscreen right away.
I'll gift it to you, Rishabh Tala. I always have extra
Thank
Skin
you.
Q.
I've been running in the sun. I run late also at times, and I've been running in the sun.
Oh,
no
yeah.
Sunscreen, nothing.
Yeah. I can already see here, you're starting. I can already see it. Men typically start getting it here. It's called photomelanosis.
Okay, right after this. My wife would be like very happy to hear this, because she's been like asking me for a long time and I've just not taken this seriously. Anyway, moving on. Another concern that happens to bother women a lot is dark circles. Do you think it's because of lack of sleep, or is there anything else to it?
One of the myths is lack of sleep. But actually, dark circles in Indians is a structural problem. The reason is our bone structure. A lot of us have like flatter cheeks here because this bone, which is called maxilla as part of our skull development, genetically tends to be a little flatter. When that happens, we tend to get a little dip here. That dip leads to that look of a dark circle for a lot of people. It's actually a structural problem, okay? But later on in life, we end up causing a lot of damage. It can be poor diet, like vitamin B12 deficiency, iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. These are the three main causes for dark circle accentuation also, and you actually see darkness under the eye. It's also like protein deficiency. If you're not having enough protein in your diet, and then comes any kind of like problems with sluggish circulation, or people who have sinuses, right? Sinusitis, or you wake up in the morning and you're sneezing, like Bangalore has that allergy factor. They also get it. That's a purplish hue. All right. And then, of course, you've done all of these using lemon juice, using all these other home hacks and putting all these patches on your eyes. Then you traumatize it, then you get the brown pigmentation. Now, when you have all of these, if you don't have enough sleep, what happens is your body doesn't have enough time for the lymphatics to work. And if the lymphatics don't work, they don't drain out the toxins in that area. So you can get that puffiness and you can get that stagnation. So it'll look more, right? But sleep is not the cause. It just accentuates dark circle, right? If you don't have a good, healthy lifestyle with exercise, because when you exercise, you're pumping your circulation. When your circulation pumps, your lymphatic thing. See, everybody says circulation. Nobody says that lymphatics also improve with exercise. And it's really about that lymphatics after 35, because stagnation happens, right? And if you don't drain out that lymph, which is your toxins, it's as bad. And then it's also like, other habits and hypothyroidism. In India, a lot of people are hypothyroid today, right? And people don't realize it, but they are. So when you wake up in the morning and you feel that your eyes look puffier in the morning, that's actually one of the first signs that you're having fluid retention. And fluid retention is linked first to dehydration and second to hypothyroidism. And if you are hypothyroid, first get it fixed with allopathy, and then a lot of people want to do Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy. Do that for long-term maintenance, but fix it first with allopathy.
Lot to keep in mind. But then your beautiful nails are distracting me since you're doing only this for the dark circles. But is that gel?
Gel nail polish.
Okay,
yeah.
so then we have to bust this myth about gel nail polish being cancerous.
Doesn't it make great headlines and good viewership? I mean,
if
you scare people, they'll watch you, right? That's what it really is. So gel nail polishes, there was a study in Europe which found that there was some cheap quality gel nail polishes that had ingredients in it which are carcinogenic by nature. Carcinogenic means cancer causing. But if I do gel nail polish, that doesn't mean I'm getting cancer. I have to actually have enough of that ingredient to get absorbed into my body. Nothing's going to get absorbed through my nail. The nail has keratin, protein, right? It's not going to harm me. Now, if I touch my cuticles with the nail polish, sure, through the cuticle you can have absorption. But you have to have sufficient quantity of that absorption. You're not going to get that by doing gel nail polish. So it's a big myth and scam, but it's something that you have to be cautious about, because you want to invest again into getting good quality gel nail polish. Not cheap is the best, right? Then where can you get cancer? When you get gel polish, to set the gel polish, you put your hands into the UV light. UV light is ultraviolet light. So it can be cancer causing, right? For especially white skinned people, because they're prone to melanoma. Indians are not necessarily prone to it. So you make sure that your nail people are giving you the ultraviolet gloves. So you put the ultraviolet gloves. I always put sunscreen on my hands too, because it's great to have good face and neck, but then you're doing this with your hands, that could be 70 and this could be 40. It's a mismatch. So put sunscreen on when you're getting your gel nail polish done, and put the UV gloves and you're protected. So yeah. That's it. It's a big myth.
One more for the hair.
Like,
I know you've colored your hair. I've never colored my hair in my life, but I've obviously done, cysteine, because I remember you told me that cysteine is like simple, easy, and etc. But people who constantly color and, do all these hair treatments, safe, not safe, too often?
It is safe. All right. It's fine to do it. It's fine to curl your hair. It's fine to use your hair straighteners. But if you're using heat, use a heat protective serum. Why? All of this hair is dead. There's nothing living in this. What's living is in our scalp. So anything that has to happen, all the nourishment, everything comes from our scalp, right? So these are dead. Now, what happens if you put too much heat already? It'll cause split ends, right? Because the heat damage breaks the barrier that you have. Like your skin, your hair also has a filament or a barrier. Heat will destroy that. When that destroys, the hydration in your hair also breaks, right? And protein is susceptible. It's keratin. Protein is susceptible to heat. It breaks that. So if you put a heat treatment or a heat protecting serum, it'll protect that from the heat. All right. So curlers and stuff. Now for colors, there are ammonia is the bad part in the hair color, right? So you want to make sure that you use ammonia-free hair dyes. Then bleaching of your hair for the coloring. That's also the harshness of that chemical, because any bleach is harsh, right? It strips your hair so that the next color takes in deeper. So you want to make sure you have extra nourishment done for your hair. You take extra care for the next 6 weeks to restore that barrier to your hair. But otherwise, hey, it's great, do it, enjoy it, but make sure again that you're taking the extra care it needs. Because a lot of people will say, oh, I do a lot of coloring, so I got split ends. I'm like, yes, because you didn't take extra care of it. Because if you're doing something which has chemicals or heat, you need to take the care to repair that.
Stretch marks and cellulite, how can women get rid of it?
I think one thing I want to say is no cream, no potion, no serum is going to work on that stretch mark if it's white.
It's white.
Yeah. Fresh stretch marks. The moment you get it, you have a 3-month window to treat it. It's just 3 months. And in that 3 months, if you don't see your doctor and have energy-based devices to re-trigger the collagen and to relay the skin, forget about it. The moment your stretch marks are white, till today, there is no technology that exists that can clear it for you in my clinic or any other clinic in the world. And so using creams, lotions ain't going to help. But you can definitely help when it's red. You have a 3-month window. So don't go beyond that thing that I'll use this oil, I'll use that oil, it's going to help my stretch marks. It's not going.
Got it. But you mentioned collagen. So we're going to pick your brain on that one because...
Sure.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier about what collagen works and how it works.
So let's talk about it. See, collagen, again, just to go back to stretch marks, just to give you a little bit of it. Stretch mark is a tear in your skin, right? Your skin actually tears. So that means the elastin and the collagen is broken. So when we use energy-based devices, we heat the skin to 43 to 45 degrees centigrade. At that temperature, we re-trigger your collagen production in your skin. All right? Devices like Altera, HIFU, very good devices which are US FDA approved. HIFUs can work on this, or like Introgen, Thermage. These are the only devices that work, or some kind of CO2 erbium glass lasers. So no creams, no lotions are going to trigger collagen production. So people will ask me collagen supplementation. There's nothing called collagen supplementation. It is actually a protein supplement. If you break it down, it's just amino acids. Amino acids are your building blocks. When you have enough amino acids, the quality of your collagen improves. So it's your improvement of your collagen quality. But you are not producing collagen, taking collagen supplement. And in all of that, it's only marine collagen that actually works, right? To help you with your collagen quality. So your skin quality will improve. It'll feel more hydrated. It'll feel a little bit more supple, etc. because it's the protein that's doing the work. So the moment you have collagen, it's not collagen building. Collagen building can only happen if you use energy-based devices to trigger collagen production. All right, that's one thing. Coming down to cellulite, which you asked me. Cellulite happens because it's a mismatch of fat and water and lymphatic stagnation in that area. So people who do exercise or not, everybody gets cellulite. It's part of our body thing. And if you're dehydrated, or if you have constant dehydration, you're one who drinks a lot of caffeine, alcohol, but you don't hydrate that, you're a smoker, obviously you're more prone to cellulite. And people who do this yo-yo dieting, etc. and stuff like that. What can help with cellulite? It's actually, you have to break that fat down. So on one side, you need to exercise. Second, we could use devices like cool sculpting, we can use lipolytic injections and devices like endomology to help with cellulite. Those are the things that work. And you can have deep tissue lymphatic massages to do the lymphatic drainage. But if you want to get rid of that cellulite, we have to break the fat, improve the lymphatic drainage, and trigger the collagen. So it's a procedure in a clinic. Home-based things, applying oils, serums, lotions, potions, it's just a magic potion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that process makes complete sense.
That's what
You
it
have
is.
to break it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. About, different stages of our life, right? Like now I'm going to step into the perimenopausal. So, and there's so many women I know who are talking about it. Skincare for that group of people, after 40 or 45 or menopause, post 50, 55.
Trey, you're already perimenopausal.
Yeah, okay.
I'm menopause, but you're perimenopause.
How are you?
Yeah, I did over the last year and a half. So I went from perimenopause into menopause. But you're perimenopausal. The reason is what women don't realize is that before menopause sits in for almost 10 years before
10
you're
years.
perimenopausal.
Yeah.
So by 37 to 40, most women transition into perimenopause. Menopause will actually start a year or so before the menopause starts. Like when you are in that, your cycles become erratic, you start getting hot flashes, that's menopausal.
Correct.
Prior to that is perimenopause. That's why that one acne that you
That
get.
one acne. Yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah,
acne,
exactly.
That's your perimenopause.
Starting out, yeah.
Exactly. So what happens to women is it's linked to estrogen, right? There is changes that happen to our estrogen, but it's not just estrogen. There's also changes to our progesterone and testosterone because women also produce testosterone. So when there's a little bit of a reduction in the estrogen reduction, but testosterone, progesterone is still there. So now there's an imbalance between the equilibrium or the ratio of these, and that triggers everything. So we start getting drier, hair starts getting frizzier. When I say drier, it's dehydration, right? You can see that the skin starts feeling tight when you wash it in the morning because there's dehydration. You start seeing like little white cracks in your skin on the feet and on your hands, legs specifically. Hair starts getting frizzier. Then you start seeing thinning of the hair. Then sets in where you're starting to see that you're starting to gain weight easily and it's getting harder and harder to lose weight. Doesn't matter if you exercise, if you diet control, you do these boot camps like I did, you're still gonna gain that weight and not lose it. So you step into the era of insulin resistance. So all of this happens and women who've never had acne suddenly get acne. People who've had clear skin suddenly get pigmentation. And then people talk about this pore, you suddenly start seeing open pores on your skin. All of this is what is perimenopause going into menopause. So it's important at that moment to actually get your hormones tested.
Yes.
And you don't need to do HRT if you don't want to, but a lot of studies show that there's a lot of benefits of HRT, not just for skin and hair, but also for your brain and for your heart. Because a lot of things people don't realize is estrogen is also important for our elastin. We talk about collagen, people forget to talk about elastin. So elastin is in our blood vessels. Collagen is in our blood vessels. So you want your blood vessels to be supple, right? Because blood is flowing through. And if you don't have enough collagen and elastin, they get harder. And when it gets harder, you create plaques. That leads to heart attacks. So it's cardioprotective for women. If you think about, supplementing with HRT, or even you can take phytoestrogens. You don't have to take estrogen. You can take phytoestrogens and stuff. We're the land of Ayurveda. I'm an allopathic doctor, but we're also the land of Ayurveda. There's naturopathy. So you have to find what works for you. But the moment you start seeing the symptoms, go see doctors who specialize in this. Functional medicine doctors are who you need to see. And if you're going to start hormone therapy, see them. So then you can actually fix this and course correct right away.
Have you thought of HRT?
Yes, I did. And I actually tried HRT about a year and half ago. And in the initial phase, it didn't agree with me at all. I'm very sensitive to progesterone. I get heavy water retention and bloating with progesterone. So it was a matter of getting the equation right. So I came off HRT and I actually went into naturopathy and Ayurveda for myself. And that controlled my hot flushes and really helped me. And then now I'm again getting back into HRT now because I can see that it did have that little brain fog and everything like that. The hot flush is controlled, but you can see a lot of the other things. So I'm getting back to HRT because in long run, you have to protect your brain. It's dementia, Alzheimer's, etc. And so that, and also, of course, I had bad insulin resistance. I think you saw me in the last year and a half. I went from being like 55, 56, which is my fairly decent normal, to almost 63 kilos. And then I did like lots of boot camps, nutrition, everything. And I shifted maybe 1 kilo after 24 weeks of exercise. And because I was in insulin resistance, I spoke to my physician about it. And I actually got into something called Rybelsus, which is like the oral form of Ozempic. So I actually did that for 3 months. In consult with my endocrine and with my physician, and that gave me like the leg up that you need to get my metabolic activity triggered. And after the 3 months, I lost about 3 kilos, a kilo a month in that 3. Then they weaned me off it. I didn't even just stop it. They weaned me off it. And then ever since then, I continued losing weight. And then I exercise, nutrition, and then I stagnated again. And at that time, my doctor put me on Mounjaro for a wee bit. And then again, that boosted me and stuff. Because one of the other things we noticed was my HPAC levels increased, like the insulin resistance increased, but also my sugar levels spiked and I got into a pre-diabetic state. So for that, doctor put me on Mounjaro and I did that and it really helped me and stuff. And so I think that, there's so much out there today, but one must do it under medical advice and medical guidance. It's not that you saw it, because in India, you can just go and buy from the pharma. So you shouldn't do that. You should have your tests done. And I have a nutrition plan. I have an exercise plan. I have physician plan. All of this combined together is why I do this.
Exactly. Yeah. With proper support.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
With all the attention given to what your ultimate goal is without compromising.
Exactly. And I talk about it because I don't want it to be a taboo.
Exactly.
I mean, I went through it as a doctor with access to everything. I know how hard the whole perimenopause, menopause phase was for me to deal with it. And so I just talk about it because I think you can seek help and there's no reason not to seek help and no need to be ashamed to say that you were in menopause or perimenopause, because when we talk about it, I think everybody will understand.
Yeah. I mean, the big lesson or the one thing that people must take away is that talk to the right people, right? Go to the doctor, the specialist, the right person, and then do whatever your body allows you to.
Exactly. Yeah, and you'll learn and you'll figure out what works, what doesn't work. Like HRT initially didn't work for me. So I tried other alternatives. They worked, but it stopped working now. So I know now I need to get back to HRT. So I've just finished my whole investigations and I'll start testing HRT again.
But thanks so much for talking about this, about what you've done, because I think this is going to help a lot of women make decisions.
Yes.